Welcome back, Fights fans. We are back for another episode of The Real and the Rare. Joining me this evening is BKFC Fighter Erick Lozano. Erick, how are we feeling this evening, my friend?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Always busy, always doing something here. I'm almost on air like 4 days a week now. So always having fun. Always appreciate times with athletes can lend me their ear for a half hour or more. So now, obviously, lot going on in the combat sports world as per always, but haven't had a really chance to talk to you about this a few times. We've talked about it. You're a Cowboys fan, are you not?
I am a huge Cowboys fan.
So obviously, I'm an Eagles fan. So I got to ask you, man, like, how are you feeling for this season? You think your boys are gonna turn things around? A healthy Dak Prescott. You added an actual real number 2 receiver in Jennings to kind of pair with CeeDee Lamb. You think you guys are going to bounce back and we're going to have a true heavyweight fight with the Eagles and Cowboys this year?
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to the Eagles and Cowboys. We're gonna have Washington stepping up. They have a pretty solid squad too. So NFC East is gonna be tough this year, and I think it's gonna come down to the second game between the Eagles and the Cowboys. They always usually split the season, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm excited for it. Like I said, the NFC East is gonna be tough, and we have a decent schedule. I'm not sure what the Eagles schedule looks like, but we have some tough teams to play this year.
I mean, we didn't get no favors. We do not have a back-to-back home game stand at all this season, at all. So another tough schedule. Obviously, first place schedule, obviously, all those things. But I mean, I agree with you. We always split. We do always split. It's almost been like, one of the common things. I still think everyone's overestimating the Washington Commanders. They are officially the oldest team in the NFL. Still averaging 28 years of age, but they are one of the oldest teams. And then they just signed Von Miller. Obviously, this is not 2015 Von Miller, but I mean,
Right.
they are getting older. I think they're going in a direction I don't think is kind of the way they should. They have a disgruntled number 1 receiver, which he's not happy right now.
Right. McLaren's.
If he holds out, that means Deebo Samuel's the number 1. We just seen what happened last year with when Ayuk was out, how he does as a number 1 receiver. So
right.
I still think people are overbuying Washington. I think the sophomore slump's a real thing. Obviously, Jaden is going to be a top 5 quarterback in this league. I don't think anyone can argue that fact. But a lot of his wins were on last-minute dynamics. I think he had 2 Hail Marys. That just doesn't happen that often in the NFL. Then you don't get you get an upgraded schedule, not the worst schedule. I don't think you're going to get 3 playoff teams out of the NFC East. I don't. I still think you're going to get at least 2 of them out of that NFC South. I do think it's going to boil down between us and you. I do not think that the Washington Commanders are going to repeat what they did last year. You could sit there and say I'm looking at it with a fan's lens. I'm looking at it as a division. I just don't see them doing it. I think Jaden Daniels is amazing talent. I just don't see them doing that again this year.
Right. Yeah, I think it'll be the Cowboys and the Eagles again. Do a spin. We'll see how.
I think your biggest headache right now is getting Micah Parsons re-signed, and then Jerry Jones sitting there, waiting. Was he going to wait for another pass rusher to sign to have to pay him some more money?
Right.
The only problem I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, but Micah's not going anywhere. He's going to be a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he is going to sign, but I think it's Jerry does these weird things. He likes to sign his guys in the season. For whatever reason he does that, I don't know. I know. For whatever reason, that's what he does. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, all their contract extensions have come in season.
All right. I don't agree with everything Jerry does, but I'm still a Cowboys fan. That's how we for life. Let's
You
go.
know, we don't always agree with moves or decisions that teams make, or doesn't gonna make us be any less of a fan. But what to get the I guess the the obvious thing out of the way, and you know, kind of go back into things now. Big fight coming up this weekend. You know, how does fight week going for you? Are you flying out tomorrow? How things work with that?
I'll be flying out Wednesday morning. Think we got weigh-ins on Thursday at noon. And we fight Friday. I'm looking forward to welcoming. Sorry about that. Alessio Sakara to BKFC. I think.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready for the he did bare knuckles, but it was the MMA. He actually took that fight to the ground. BKFC is different. It's a different world. I know I say, like, for me, I get tired more in a one round of BKFC than I do in a 5-minute round of an MMA. It's just more fast paced. It's that I don't know how to explain it. Like when I was welcoming Mike Jones, same thing. He exhausted himself, and I was able to catch him in the third. I don't see this fight going past the third. He's a heavy hitter, and so am I. And I'm gonna try to push the pace. I've been working on my cardio, and that's my plans, to push the pace on him and get him exhausted so I could pick him apart.
Yeah. So for when you were cutting out there, if people didn't hear, Erick's going to be fighting, MMA veteran Alessio Sakara. It's going to be his promotional debut, as Erick, you were just alluding to. He has done bare knuckle, but that was an MMA fight, and I agree with you. A lot of the guys that are coming over from the MMA world that have a name or have been in some of the bigger promotions, they don't always fare so great. I mean, you have a very rare occasion where you see some of these guys, put multiple wins together in their first few fights in there. So I still think he's a guy they're bringing in for when the BKFC goes back to Italy
Right.
at some point in time. And it's gonna be an interesting fight. It's gonna be a fun matchup. You're gonna be in my backyard here in Philadelphia at 2300 the arena, where obviously it's got some lineage there too. Being the old ECW arena. How excited are you for that one to be here in Philadelphia? Is obviously a fight town. How excited are for you for at least that aspect of your next fight?
I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to going and visiting Philly. I've never been out there. I've been in Pennsylvania. I think I fought my third MMA, my pro MMA fight in Allenton, Pennsylvania, against a very known guy there in Pennsylvania, Chris Pentado at the time, and ended up taking a decision win over, or a TKO win over him. And that's the only time I was actually in Pennsylvania. Never actually went to Philly, but I'm excited to go out there. Might take all my cowboy gear and represent.
Well, that's just going to definitely get you booed, but I mean, it comes with the territory. Listen, we're always going to have a hate relationship with the Cowboys Nation. That doesn't mean there ain't nothing wrong with it. Just I think it's going to be some more fuel for the fire for you at the end of the day. So I mean, listen, rock your gear, man. Ain't no one really going to mess with you at all like that. So especially if they have any brains that actually know who you are to see what you're doing. It should be a fun fight. There's a lot of stuff to do, in the city and around that area. Penn's Landing's fun. There's a lot of stuff you can go and check out some of the scenes and stuff like that. So I think it should. Hopefully, you're able to kind of do all that with the fight going on, but it's it's definitely a cool thing to have you here in our backyard. I hope you're respectfully received with all things said there. I don't think any fans should be that stupid to kind of do anything like that. But it
No,
should be
for sure.
a great card. I love the matchups on it. Love the lineup that what I've seen for now. This is the third card that Dave's done now in Philly since the PA Athletic Commission has brought bare knuckle into the fold. Looking forward to another fun one. Is there a fight on it that you're looking forward to outside of your own?
No, I haven't really paid attention to the card. I'm more focused on what I need to get done, and me coming off a tough loss to Cavender. I got to go out there and show that was a fluke. I got caught. It happens in this game. I've done it to other opponents, and it is what it is. Us as fighters, we deal with adversity, and here's the opportunity to bounce back against a big name like Alessio Sakara, and that's what I'm looking to do. Go shut out Alessio, hopefully get a KO, and put me right back in the mix of things. I'm not really wanting to fight at 205. I walk around 208. So I took the fight at 205. It is what it is. But I'm looking forward to going back to 185 after this one and get back in the mix of in top 10 and go start banging, try to get another contention fight or move up in the top 5 and go from there.
Now, obviously, you mentioned this one's at cruiserweight, not the natural weight class. Have you had discussions with BKFC like, hey, I'm going to do this style for you, but the next one I want at 85? For
sure, yeah, I have. But
now, obviously, outside of Alessio, the past weekend was this past week that they had another event, but they also had their champion summit where they announced a whole slew of new signings. Who are you intrigued to seeing get in there? I mean, they brought in Derek Brunson, they brought in Yo Romero, Thiago Santos. Who are you excited to potentially see get matched up and fight in their debut?
I'm excited to see all of them fight. I was actually going to ask for one of them after I win, so I don't care who it is. They're all huge names. I live for those moments fighting the best. My roster says it all. I fought 4 champions in BKFC already. I think I'm 2-2 against them, or I'm not sure, but they don't ever give me an easy guy. I always have a known name that I'm going up against, and that's the way I wouldn't have it any other way.
You have, man. Like you I think one of the things about you is you're a company guy through and through, man. You don't say no. Whoever's on the contracts, they slide over across to you. You don't say no. You just sign the contract. Figure out a game plan and move on from there. Now, the reason I was mentioning the summit, the champion summit, is because they also announced the World Baddest Man tournament. Is that something you want to throw your hat onto, or are you looking?
Oh, for sure.
That's 85 and trying to make a championship run. For
sure. I was talking to my manager, and I was saying after this fight, I might hold off on taking another fight and just try to get in that tournament and start bulking up, because the weight class is from 185 to 265. So I'm gonna be going against some big. I mean, there's possibility where you could go against some big boys. So that's also in the works. We'll see what happens after this fight. Got to take it one at a time and go from there.
Obviously, take care where you have to take care of first. Was just wanted to see if maybe you want to throw your hat into that ring.
Oh, for sure. I would love to be in that tournament. Like I said, I fought the best already. BKFC has to offer, starting with Lorenzo Hunt, which I'm not sure if he's still injured or what the deal is with him, but he's a tough dude. So, and I know I could bang with him. He just another one that he caught me after he was clowning around. I think I slapped him. He threw a lunging right. I backed off thinking it, and he threw another lunging right and caught me. It happens, part of the game.
I thought he was. I didn't think it was an injury. I thought he was suspended because of one of his tests coming back. I could be wrong. I'm not sure if he had already ran through his suspension or whatever, but I thought that's what I read.
Well, I thought he was scheduled to fight in Italy or somewhere, and he wasn't able to fight again. I thought he was rematching Kamosi, and Kamosi had somebody else step up and fight him for the belt. But
sometimes you guys are more in tune to some of the stuff going on behind the scenes. Maybe it was an injury. I could be wrong. I thought that he was still serving suspension, but like I said, maybe that was up. I could be wrong. Now, BKFC is doing a lot of things right now. I don't know if you've seen it. Like, did you see what they were doing last month with the Ice Wars stuff?
Yeah, I was supposed to be at the event. Unfortunately, I was in an accident the night before, and I wasn't able to make it. But yeah, they said they had a good turnout out there, and now they're involved with the Ice Wars. And I had a couple of my friends that went out there. I was supposed to meet out there. Mohawk was out there. Mohawk just had a huge 3-second knockout and BKFC last week. So I mean, there's a lot of things going on, and he's one of my teammates, one of the guys I work with, and we're trying to continue to work together and be up there in the top 5 in each division respectfully.
I think it's great to see the stuff that not only BKFC is doing, with the Baddest Man tournament. Feldman was talking about you guys are going to have more equity shares to be able to kind of enrich yourselves more in that way, which is almost unheard of in combat sports.
Right.
BKFC Ice Wars. I just when I was going through it, there's going to be another tryout in another few days that they're going to have that out there in Arizona. I think there was another one that they did this week as well.
Yeah, there was one in Indiana. I was gonna take a couple of guys out there, but one of them bailed on me, and the other one had an event and he couldn't make it, so I didn't end up going. But I had to do my own training too. So, but I was willing to go and take the guys out there, but they canceled. So it is what it is.
Exactly. That's my saying as well, my friend. It is what it is. You can only control what you can, and I think it's an exciting time. It's with what's been going on with BKFC. I've been having a lot of conversations with a lot of different athletes. I think the UFC used to be the one and only place for combat sports for the better part of 10 years. I think over the last 3 years, BKFC has done more than bridge that gap. I think personally, I think they've been kicking the UFC's tail as far as entertainment value, fight value. I think the UFC has a real problem right now developing stars and athletes that people are invested in, where the BKFC has had multiple handfuls of guys and girls that people are invested with. They want to see when they're fighting. They want to see their next fight. I think that's where BKFC has been more than kicking their butt. I'm not one of the guys that care about how many views, how many seats are sold, or anything like that. If you have a product that people are willing to tune into and are invested in, those are customers that are going to continually come back and watch your events. Whereas where I think, like I said, I think the BKFC is beating the UFC hand over foot in this area. Would you agree with that?
No, I agree. I agree with it slightly. I think UFC is still number one sport.
I do think they're number one, but I say that used to be
the gap's a lot. It's been shortened a lot, and BKFC, and then having Conor McGregor jump in as a co-owner, and we got some other co-owners that are doing big things for BKFC. Like you said, Feldman just announced that fighters, I believe they have 10 fights or more. They're gonna become a part owner, or we're gonna get equity into the business. So I'm more interested in asking some questions while I'm out there with the crew to see how that works. And BKFC is closing the gap, and I mean we have quick knockouts. I mean, it's more action packed, where we're not laying on the ground and trying to go for submissions or just resting on people, laying and praying. That's what I called it. I always hated doing the wrestling aspect of fighting, but then again, as part of the game in MMA, and that's why I like BKFC a lot more, because I get to throw my hands in, and that's my strong suit. So
what we don't like in MMA is the point fighters. The guy, what you're just talking about, the guys that go get the points for the takedowns, but then they're just stalling, laying, not really doing anything, and just doing that over and over again. Where they don't want to actually. I'm not even sitting there saying like you need to stand in the middle of the ring and just sit there and throw punches like
right.
Wow. But actually fight. Don't just sit there and play the grappling game to get it down, so you don't have to get it.
Yeah, I've taken some L's in MMA over people just laying and praying, and it sucks. You get frustrated. You're there. You're in telling the ref's not doing anything. He's just holding me. And I grew up in South Texas and graduated in Texas, so I didn't have wrestling back there. I mean, back in the day. Now there is. But up here in I moved up here in the Midwest after my first year in college, and stayed up here. Ended up getting married, and I learned wrestling as a pro. I didn't even have no wrestling as an amateur. I went pro after 1 year of going through everybody here in Michigan and in 3 different divisions, and nobody would fight me. So I had to go pro in a year in MMA, and off the rip, I started fighting the tops. Like, I never backed down from a fight. So I learned how to do wrestling in the pro. So I took some L's in that process, but it's fun to me. So I do it for fun.
Listen, a lot of guys learning on the fly, trying to do their best, and wanting to be involved in combat sports, especially as they're coming up. So it's you take your wins with your losses, and hopefully as you continue in here in BKFC, it's not something you really have to worry about, but you get these fun, exciting matchups that play well within you, right?
Yes, sir.
And obviously, we were talking about the new signings. Did you see the news of what happened to Yoel Romero a few years ago?
With when he got stabbed or something?
Yeah. The guy just got sentenced. Like, apparently, the dude was trying to run him down with his car and couldn't, and then got frustrated and got out of his car and tried to and hit him with a samurai sword.
Yeah,
that has to be the weirdest situation I've ever heard a combat sport ever been involved in. I mean, because obviously you're looking at Yoel Romero, looking at the picture of this kid. I'm gonna pull it up real fast. I'd have pulled out a sword too, because it don't look like you got that much weight to you. I'd have pulled out a sword too. I don't want to. Yoel's known for being an animal in the cage.
Right.
It's definitely a weird situation. I've heard of some weird stuff before in the past, but that has to be the weirdest thing I've seen involving a combat sports athlete, at least in the last 10 years or so.
For sure.
Like how are you that lost in your own head, your own anger, whatever, that you think it's a good idea to pull a sword on Yoel Romero?
Well, I think he tried to run him over first.
No, yeah, he tried to run him over twice, and he couldn't do it. He got out of the car with the sword and tried to stab him with it.
I guess they had a huge disagreement on something, and we're lucky that a gun wasn't pulled out or something like that.
Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, I don't know the whole backstory to it.
Neither do I, but it's like one of those things that just makes you scratch your head and just be like, listen, there's other ways we can handle things in life, and someone should have talked to that man and be like, listen, that's Yoel Romero. I don't think this is the right way you want to go about this. Yeah, there's whatever the situation was, we're all not really privy to. Outside of murdering a family member, I don't see what the point of trying to run somebody over. Then when you can't run them over, try to cut them down.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, to me, it's funny, but. Like I said, we don't know the circumstances on what the disagreement was. So It's some crazy shit that people deal with from day to day. It's like people handle shit differently.
Yeah. And then, crazy shit. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about Ben Askren, man. He's looking
Oh
like he's
yeah.
doing well. The lung transplant was doing well. Does that part of it scare you as an athlete? Like, you guys aren't guaranteed medical coverage as a combat sports athlete. You don't have the you know you know an insurance company that covers fighters. I think somebody should go out there and make sure not just the MMA fighters, the bare knuckle fighters, but boxers. Like, I think professional athletes should have a medical insurance company to take care of them.
Right.
Come to Jake Paul or Dana White taking their kindness to donate to make sure that Ben has a surgery because of his medical insurance, basically saying that's too much money. We're not going to take on this risk.
All right. Yeah, that's tough. Like, I don't know how they're expecting us to pay for insurance and then they want to say they can't cover it. It's just, I don't know. It's tough. I usually have a full-time job and have insurance to work. So
I couldn't imagine that. Like, imagine like you have to sit there and explain to a family member that, like, hey, like, we've had this medical insurance and we've been covered for this, that, and the third. We're having an issue with X family member where they have to have a major surgery, and the insurance company's just like, nah, we're gonna drop you. We're not gonna take care of that. Like, what?
yeah, that's straight bullshit to me.
It's one of the things I think that just
I'm pretty sure there'll be a huge lawsuit after it.
Just ugly and corrupt, and medical insurance is one of them.
I agree.
No, I'm glad that he got it. I'm glad that he got the help that he need. Luckily, there was people around his life that he had worked with, whatever, to kind of step up and do something. I heard there was multiple people that made large dollar donations, not just Dana, not just Jake Paul. I think that's the one thing that people underestimate about the combat sports community. That regardless of it being, the bloodiest, the brutalest, we stick together through when it comes to stuff like this. And when stuff like this happens, that we all kind of pull together and make sure that things get taken care of. So I'm glad that he not only got the surgery, but is still with us here today, because Ben Askren is maybe not everyone's favorite fighter or favorite style fighter, but he's been giving back to the community and the youth of combat sports for some time. So I'm glad to hear that he's doing well right now.
For sure. Prayers out to his family and him.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. And speaking of Jake, I want to get your thoughts on Jake real fast. Obviously, he fought, he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. a few weeks ago. Was given a ranking from the WBC. Guy was knocked off the rankings, and felt it kind of weird considering he's only fought a couple of actual boxers. They had a review. They kept getting. They officially are leaving his ranking alone. I still have a problem with when you're only. Most of his fights were against older guys out of his weight class, not actual currently ranked.
Like Cesar Chavez is out of his weight class. We shouldn't be fighting him.
So it's basically gone down to where now, he's basically, calling for this guy, calling for that guy. He called somebody out, and basically, Don King basically said that they're not going to have this fight. That they declined the fight and things of that nature. But the only thing I give Jake credit for, he's a top of the line promoter. There's no argument.
Oh, for sure.
But I have a problem with him being ranked because this is, I think, only like the second or third actual boxer he's fought. Now, Chavez isn't a true cruiserweight, so I'm confused on how he got the ranking. Now, if you're asking me personally, you can't argue it. It's about money at this point in time.
Oh, for sure. I don't agree with it at all. I really don't like Jake as a. I don't think he's a top 20, top even 30 boxer at his division. I think if they put him up against any boxer in the top 15, he'll be finished in less than 6 rounds. That's my opinion. Like you said, he's fighting older guys out of his weight class where he has an advantage. Like when he went against Mike Perry, Mike Perry's a lot smaller than him. It's
But
he's on.
regardless of what you fight at that night, like we're people who have actual brains, and you can't brainwash us. Mike Perry's 170. Has been a welterweight fighter for 90% of his career. Obviously, as he's left the UFC, he's been fighting more towards like the middleweight side of thing, right? So
Right.
even that, still, you're still fighting somebody that's a weight class down. And he knew that. He's been a welterweight, even a lightweight at portion of his career. That's 2 weight classes down. We were talking about Ben Askren. He's been a natural 170-pound fighter for most of his career. That's 2 weight classes down. Anderson Silva, 85er, but he's fought in at 205 at points in time of his career. But he was almost 50 at the time. I'm not even going to bring up Mike Tyson because that's just a ridiculous fight as it is. So you're fighting non-boxers who are weight. So you're a weight bully and you're a senior citizen bully at this point in time. You're asking my opinion.
Right.
The rumor is it's going to be Anthony Joshua. That's somebody that he's going to have to fight next. He was also at a heavyweight fight this weekend where he was calling out Yusuke for an MMA fight. Why are you letting this guy in the ring? Somebody explain this to me. I get it. He's going to get clicks. He's going to get views. I get that aspect of it. But when is the quality of what you're doing more important than the dollars or clicks that you're going to get from allowing you to do this?
I'm not sure. I think Reese called him out too. But like I said, Jake, he's only gonna fight where he has an advantage, and he's not gonna fight anybody. Joshua, if he takes a Joshua fight, he'd be an idiot to do that. But that's what Jake does. He's only gonna take where he has a huge advantage and has a bigger percentage chance of winning if the fights are not already bought. Like.
Yeah, you got to be careful. He's gonna sue you for slander now, Eric. Listen, I said it before. The best thing that he ever did when he started doing this thing was attach himself to Amanda Serrano. She gave him credibility. Anyone could try to tell me anything different. If he wasn't attached to Amanda Serrano, half the people would be paying attention to him, wouldn't be paying attention to him. If he wasn't doing what he has been doing, what he did last weekend with the all-female boxing card, absolutely smart move. It was great for women's boxing. It was great for the sport of boxing as a whole. But on the other side of that, when we see him fight, it's not against legitimate guys, and when we watch combat sports, we know what we're watching. You can't sit there and tell us that any of these fights are on the level as far as competitiveness, and things of that nature. We can argue about it all day until he fights. I think the guy he knocked off of the rankings list, it should be the guy he fights next. If I'm waking up and I'm a ranked cruiserweight, they just gave that man my ranking, and now I'm not ranked anymore. I want that fight next.
Right.
I mean,
I agree with that.
Granted, all right, take it on a different perspective. Fighting who he's fighting on the level he's been fighting is probably better than what a lot of guys do when you're coming up through the ranks. You're fighting unknown person, this unknown person, that, where he's fought in all these names to get to this point. He's learning on the fly. I get that aspect of it, but when are you going to drop that act and actually fight boxers?
Right.
I hope with the fact that he's being ranked, that he's forced to fight actual boxers in his weight class is the only good thing I can see hopefully coming of this. We'll find out if Jake Paul's a real boxer or if he's just been the YouTube guy all along. We should find out before the year's end. I hope he's been taking it seriously. I don't perceive him beating any of these guys, but crazier things have happened in combat sports.
For sure.
So the other crazy part is, obviously, we were talking about the UFC, with them announcing over the last few weeks that they're going to have an event on the 4th of July at the White House. Is that not the craziest thing we've probably heard of in the last 10 years in combat sports? As far
That's crazy. With Trump being at pretty much all the UFC, these last couple UFC events, I've seen something like that coming, but it's business, and BKFC closing the gap, so they're going to try to do something different, make it blow it up, man. It's all business. Dana White's a businessman.
They're going to need your owner to do that. Listen, the only way you make this work is if you load it up with a bunch of American fighters. I mean, what are you going to dust off Brian Stan? You're going to dust off Chris Weidman? Like, there's not a whole lot of American champions. So their hope and pray is that John Jones is actually going to show up and fight somebody at this point in time, right?
Yep.
And which is, it basically came out this weekend where Dana White's like, I can't trust him to do that. They've been having their little barbs back and forth, and I don't blame Dana for saying that with what John has pulled over the last year.
Right.
So it makes it's going to be up to somebody like Connor, like some of these other people who can pull in and bring numbers, because it's going to absolutely be a pay-per-view event only, where
for sure.
Basically announced the tickets are going to be comp only, which means all the people who are going to be there are going to have to pass all these background checks, etc., to be on the property, to be there for the fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works. If you're someone that works for the UFC, how do you think that you go about this to make this thing work?
I'm not sure. I think it's gonna be a tough sell on getting John Jones, but he would be the one that could make it the big event that everybody wants, especially if he goes against Aspinall. So, but Connor being on that same card would be great too.
I was saying, like, you're going to need some of these other guys or girls that retired. I think you would need someone like a Ronda Rousey. You would need someone like a Robbie Lawler, Chris Weidman, guys like that. Like, I was thinking like military guys that used to fight. Brian Stan would probably be a great one-off night for somebody like him. It's going to have to be John Jones and Conor McGregor on that card for it to work. At least in my opinion. There's not the other side of it is you're going to have to find some guys from England to fight on it too, because it's 4th of July, right?
For sure.
So, I mean, there's a couple little things, the ways they can go about it. You get some Olympians on American Olympians on the card, a la Kayla Harrison, things of that nature. And I think that's the way it would work. But there's a lot of ifs in that lineup. So, we'll have to see if it works out the way they want it to. And even more so this weekend, were you happy to see Dustin have a big fight in his own backyard to kind of walk off into the sunset?
Oh, for sure. It was a good fight. Like, I watched it last night. I was rooting for Dustin. I mean, I'm a huge Max Holloway fan as well. It was his go-away fight. Max went and did his thing, and I had Max winning 4-1. So I think they called it right, and it was a great show. I mean, Dustin had his chance, and he just didn't put away. I think he ran out of time in the second round, but for the most part, Max had his number. I mean, it's hard to beat a guy 3 times. Dustin already had beat him twice. It's hard to beat a guy 3 times where you guys go and bang and he loses a close one. Or I think the first one was submission. Second one, it was a close fight. And Max, like they said, Max and Dustin are both top level fighters, and they're different fighters now. And as Max proved it, he's a BMF.
Yeah, I kind of felt that was kind of the way it was going to go. We talk about it in football all the time. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. It's the same thing that kind of goes in MMA. Outside of rare occasions where it's just a bad matchup, like, it's hard to see somebody as they continue to progress to beat a guy 3 times throughout their career. And I thought that Max had kind of bridged the gap over the last few years, and that he's kind of found another level within himself. When he stopped Justin Gaethje when he won the BMF title, I thought that was probably like one of his biggest moments of his career. I don't think there's no way he's going to be able to top that, and takes the chance on taking this fight with
Right.
going in his own backyard, things of that nature, where everything was stacked against him, and he rose to the occasion and shown why he has been arguably the best fighter for the UFC over the last handful of years.
Yep, and he's the first one.
You guys' names. I mean, Max Holloway is one of the few stars they have left over there, in my opinion.
For sure, and he's the first one to defend a BMF belt. And then he did it right there in Dustin's backyard. So props to Max Holloway. He did great.
Yeah, it's a special night for Max. I agree with both of them being upset that they didn't get fight of the night after the fact. It's hard to kind of take that away from those guys when they do it in that way. I'm not the one that gives out bonuses, but I would have definitely given them the nod for fight of the night, at least in my opinion.
Right, or pay out 2 fights. They were great.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, they're UFC. They got the money to do it.
Right? They definitely do. That it's not like where you're in one of these other MMA promotions and what they have is what they have. It's like when you're backed by a big company like TKO, just pay out the extra $50K to both of them and
right.
let them enjoy themselves. Let them let Dustin go off into the sunset as he should with the fight of the night bonus, at least in my opinion. But we're not the people that work behind the scenes there, so I'm sure they had their reasons for picking Allen and Vettori for the fight of the night there. But the only damn thing I would have to say about that fight card last night. But as we get ready to wrap this one up, what I typically do here is kind of throw the proverbial microphone over to you. Anyone you would like to thank, training partners, teammates, shoot out your social media sites, any sponsors you have, any parting words for the fans listening tonight. Eric, the time is yours, my friend.
Just want to say thanks to all my friends, fans, and family, sponsors for always helping me out. I'm really excited about this upcoming fight and look forward to going and putting on a show like I always do, and can't wait till Friday.
It's going to be a fun event. Hopefully I'm able to run into you and finally meet you for the first time, my friend.
For sure.
It's going to be a great event. Like I said, the third event that BKFC's put on since getting sanctioned here in the state of Pennsylvania. Best of skill for you. I'm pretty sure, again, you're excited for this one. I'll pull the graphic up again. Eric is going to be fighting Alessio Sakara, BKFC Fight Night here in Philly, the 25th at 2300 the arena. If you haven't gotten tickets and you're in the area, make sure you get some tickets. Other than that, Eric, as always, it's a pleasure catching up with you, talking combat sports and sports in general. Maybe we'll bring you back in before the Eagles Cowboys matchup, and we can talk snack on
that'd be sweet. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate your time this evening, my friend. We'll definitely do it again soon. Have a good evening, my friend.
You too.
All right, everyone. That was Erick Lozano. Again, guys, make sure if you're not in the area and in Philadelphia to go to the event in itself. Make sure you're locked in on the app, and do not miss this card. You're gonna have my boy Lex Leto is gonna be on it. You're gonna have the cannoli smasher himself. Johnny Garbarino is gonna be on the fight card. Ryan Peterson's is going to be fighting Dustin Pegg as the main event. We've already had 3 of the of the bigger name fighters that are going to be on this card. Hopefully, we'll get Johnny Garb on here after the fight. I've been trying to get him here on the Real and the Rare. Other than that one, another fun one this evening, my friends. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow with Scott talking sports. So, guys, please make sure you like, subscribe, share with your mom, share with your friends, and remember, we are doing giveaways. So when you guys get a chance, make sure you guys are showing us a love on all the platforms. You know, we already got the signed Ben Troop rookie card. He's already sent us over multiple different stuff to kind of give away. Books, signed cards. We also got cards for the combat sports athlete that are signed. We got some Jessica I cards. We got some Lauren Murphy cards that are signed that we're going to be doing giveaways when we hit 2K subscribers, and we'll do another one when we hit a million listeners on the South Florida Tribune YouTube channel. So, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell so you know when we're going live, when new videos get loaded up, and comment, because that's going to be another one when whoever is going to be one of the most engaging fans is going to get a big packet. We'll have multiple different items from not only Ben, the other signed stuff we have. I have some other stuff that I'm going to add into, but our most active commenters, supporters of the channel will also win a package. So, guys, make sure you're locked in. Make sure you're showing us some love. Other than that, another fun episode here in the book for the Real and the Rare. Appreciate Eric for his time. Appreciate Laura Lynn for her time for our first interview tonight. Other than that, I'm going to put a bow on this one. Appreciate everyone tuning in. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, my friends. Peace out.